It happens, old age. Yeah. You won't get that big lad, wouldn't it? Winter storm stuff.
There's 3. Do you want the others?
Yeah, we need about 60. I'm going to cut pieces.
Yeah. Welcome back to the treehouse. We're back in the woods, and it's probably a couple of weeks later now since the last time, certainly, that I've been here. I've been away for about 4 days, 5 days, and I've let Dad loose on the treehouse itself.
Yeah, he did, yeah.
And he's made, to be fair, he's made really good progress. You said you had a couple of days free,
Yeah.
And you've made some really good progress with the shingles, like the kind of tiles on the walls. It's a repetitive job, isn't it?
It's boring, but I don't have problems with boring jobs generally.
But it looks so good on the outside. When we finished it looks really good. So we're super pleased with it. But I warn you, it is a very time-consuming job.
Absolutely, yeah.
So you actually just explain. We've got some footage which will roll actually, won't we?
Yeah.
So for the past few days, Dad's been working on this. We're going to roll on that footage now. He's put more windows in as well.
Yeah.
Here at the both gable ends, there's windows in. So I'm going to roll on that footage now.
So I've got this area called the Boneyard, which is sort of dumping ground, if you like, and I've had this huge UPVC double glazed window unit for over 20 years, buried in the brambles, and I just figured I can get some glass out of this, but it weighs a ton. First, I've got to get it out of the brambles and the gorse bushes to even work on it. Once I get it to an area that I can actually work, I've then got to try and get the glass which is out the end panel. So I just chip away at the beading because it's all sort of seized up, trying to get it out, and if you can get this beading off without the glass, great, you've got a whole double glazed unit. So then cleaning, it's been stood there for 20 years, so I'm just using a regular surface cleaner to get all the muck off the glass itself before I actually start to work on it. And as I say, it's double glazed. It could have what we call blown, but you won't know until you get the seals cleaned right off. Using a commercial scraper like this, which is with a sharpening Stanley blade in it, I clean all the surplus off around the edges, scrape it all off, and on the glass as well as itself. You see the filth and muck that comes off it. You would do with 20 years just stood out in the garden. But how pleased am I didn't throw it away. So this will all come up because glass is pretty good. Then I split down the centre to get the second piece of glass from this one, because if you get the seal in between the two, if it breaks, if there's anything in there, you will get mist or fog or moisture occur in between the two pieces of glass and it fogs up. But if you're very, very careful with the way you do it, you can actually ease the two apart and come out with a sheet of glass. This one got broken at the bottom there. The plastic, you can see I just peel away, very careful with glass. Everybody should be careful with it. But by running the Stanley blade around the edge, I've been able to loosen it. As you can see, gradually I can ease the plastic frame off it, and I'm left with just one sheet of glass. Now, to get rid of your scrap pieces of glass, I've cut the end off the broken piece. I use a glass cutter, and by cutting lines on it, you can see you can bang it into bits and pieces because it's much safer broken up small. Then put some toweling down. It's just the way I do it, rather than have something hard on the worktop. And I'm going to pick it up and lay it down on a piece of carpet's good actually as a tip. I've got bits of towel there, and that way I can clean it. Now I use a commercial boat fishing, a commercial boat glass cleaner, which is really good at cleaning glass, and I think it must leave some sort of film on it because it gets rid of all the water droplets. And here we go, I've got a whole sheet of glass there, salvaged from the back of the junkyard. Now listen, with the pallets you can get loads of different pallets. Go around an industrial estate, I find you get the clean pallets around there depending what you're looking for. Measure them up. You might have to cut them down. I take a chainsaw with me, one of my chainsaws. Sometimes they fit inside the car hole and sometimes they don't. I always ask first whether I can take them, and occasionally you'll strike gold dust and get an entire long clean pallet of wood like this, in which you can strip down and obviously reclaim. It's all used second time round. Now occasionally when you go to industrial estates you can stumble across an enormous pallet. People say they're only a metre. No, check out the length of this one. There we go. It's just off the scale on the right there is 12 feet long. That's a monster pallet, but of course it's also close boarded, so that's really good. I don't have to take it apart. If I do take them apart, as you can see, all the offcuts, the bits with nails in, I keep. Anything small, short, I chop up for kindling wood. So nothing is wasted. Then I've also got all the shingles I've made of the right length, all stacked up and tied in bunches of 20, so that pallet's been totally recycled. But what else I did find was I needed a window, and I was doing some skip diving and the gentleman came out and said, "Can I help you?" Yes. He said, "Well, I think you might be able to find that two separate pieces here would make one small window." So he got me out of the skip a small piece of window, a frame that was already being broken up or ready to go to recycling. He said, "If you can get the two together to fit with the hinge." I've then got the smaller insert frame. By carefully fitting the glass into it, the actual frame into it, it fits together, and I then tighten the screws up. Now back out to finish doing some of the shingles on the outside, and instead of nailing I'm using some screws which are just the right length, 35, I think they're 35 mils, thinner, not fat ones, so they don't split the pallet wood, and then they drive in pretty well, and I leave space for a window because we need a window. You need a window for ventilation. However, along comes the rain to mess the day up. So basically guys, it's rain stop play for a minute. I've got to cut this the noggin out here and drop it down. Can you wait for this? Just 2 inches to take the window. We might be game on for having a nice opening window. And then I got 2 infills to go here. But I've obviously had to take off the row there. I can cut them shorter and refit them on the front of this one. This one has to come out, I think, probably a little bit as well. Benefit being, it goes onto the leaf canopy up there first, and I'm pretty well just spits and spots here at the moment. I don't want them on the tools, but eventually the leaves will get heavy with water and then they'll start dripping on me annoyingly, so I'm going to try and cut this out what I can. put a piece of 4x2 in there to reduce that. Found another piece of 3x2, and if that fits in there, I screw it there. That should centralise the window so it comes about midway there. That's the theory. It's all theories, folks. But I've got to fix this one, and then I can panel in the back. And the rain stopped. Oh, great. Underneath the tree in a thunderstorm. I think it's time to beat a hasty retreat. Keep away from the tree. Well, a bit crazy because I'm in a woodland forest. I've got the tools down there, but they're going to get wet. Big bangs of thunder. I guess people are going to have to get as far away from the tree as I can. I don't know what to say. There's trees everywhere. Don't stand under a tree. Don't make me laugh. Oh, Mike's got a tarpaulin up here. That's the place to go. Just past his camp. I think there's minimal smaller trees there. Maybe I'll go in his bushcraft camp. This is where the big tree came down, so I figure we're going to be at least a bit dry. See if it's dry. Yeah, well done, Mike. It's bone dry. Big tree there, though. Might get a lightning strike on the pizza oven there. Wowee. This is the place to be, proper bushcraft. The lightning must be up there, but I've not seen any. Well, I don't want to see any. Just before I came in, I did see a deer over here. I have to say, I think it's a roe deer. I'm nearly finishing jobs as well. It's quite annoying. But we need the rain. Well, I keep the wind out, but we got no roof, so I can't keep the rain out. That's brilliant, well pleased. So the man who helped me get that hinge system set, it's just screws, brilliant. He deserves a beer.
So as you can see, Dad made a lot of progress in that. Was it 2 days you were doing that?
And the escape hatch.
2 days, yeah, you've done the hatch.
So you go and put hinges on the hatch. So that's obviously going to be our entrance there now. And we've got to build so much work to do. There's staircase and
yeah, there's still a lot to do. As you can see, there's a gaping hole in the corner back here, and the reason being is because we didn't want to keep coming in and out the hatch. We couldn't get any of the big long pieces of wood in through the hatch, so we've left deliberately a corner of the treehouse open so that we can lean a ladder in. We can slide all long pieces of wood in and out very easily. We wouldn't have been able to do it with the hatch there. So it's like a little secondary emergency exit, really, isn't it?
Yeah. Especially when Dad drops the ladder down.
Yeah, he just threw. Good job we got 2 ladders. Up, yeah. He threw the ladder and just watched it drop, and then I said, Dad, we need to get out. It's starting to look like how we wanted it to. Today we've only been doing a few hours really, but we've been working on the frame because remember this treehouse is including this beech tree here. This is staying inside the treehouse itself. So we've had to build the frame and extend it because it's bending out that way. It's kind of growing and curving up because it's not a very straight tree. We've had to extend the outer frame to go around the tree to wrap it in. So we've had to get little bits of, well, 2x3 really, isn't it? 3x2 and offcuts and everything to make that. Yeah. So we still have to shingle and tile all that area and the gable ends up here.
Yeah, we had a good
They're all
afternoon.
they're still open at the moment because we've got a gable end up there. But the main thing is we have done half the roof.
Exactly, yeah.
And what we have used, these are pallets, guys, on the roof.
Yeah.
They are industrial ones, aren't they?
Well, you'll see it in the clip. Just, you know, you looked earlier. If you watched that clip, you'll see. And I've got an even bigger one. I've got one at home.
It's a monster, honestly. This pallet,
13, 14 feet long.
14 foot.
I'm getting bigger. I wonder if there's a 16-foot one.
People don't believe us when they say that is not a pallet. It definitely is. We're collecting these pallets. They're really quite tricky to find. You've nailed it down. Dad's got his secret places that he goes to, his contacts. They are really tricky to find, but you can find these big 9-foot, 10-foot pallets.
And the thing is, I only go for the clean pallets. Now that sounds daft because you could have some petrochemicals, some acid oil drums stood on them. I don't do any of those pallets at all. Don't touch them. You don't know what's been on them.
Yeah.
These are people like printing, you know, do printing paper. It's all spotlessly clean. Aluminium strips, plastic window people, because not plastic people, obviously, plastic window people. You know, so they want long supports for their goods.
Yeah.
Relatively light, and it's got to be clean. So there's a tip. But don't take all my pallets, please. That's the tip. That's Graham's tip for finding pallets.
So the other thing we've noticed is it's rained a lot the last couple of days. A lot. And we've complained that we had a really dry summer, so we can't complain about the rain now. It really has come all at once. However, this has meant that the pallets, when we put them up, the shingles, it was bone dry, heat wave temperatures, it was really, really dry. We didn't really account for how much the pallet would expand when it was wet. It has expanded, so the shingles are kind of, some of them are pulling out a bit, but now that we've got the roof on and there's an overhang on the eaves, it should help eliminate that. But there's always going to be a bit of expansion, same with the floor and everything like that.
It'll dry out.
Yeah, less so with the floor because it's thick oak plank. What we've done is we've put this plastic sheeting on the top of one half of the roof because we've not finished that yet and we don't want it to get any more wet coming in here, so we've just covered it up. We put these supports in here as well. It's a bit of bracing, so we're getting there, folks. The next stage is we've run out of big long pallets, so Dad's going to go pallet hunting again. I've got some more pallets to collect as well for the shingles, and then we'll finish the shingles, hopefully finish the roof, and then we can work on a ladder, the enjoyable interior stuff as well. So it's coming along, we're getting there. Thank you for watching. Let's get some more wood up.
We put a nail in it or what?
Yeah. I'll get the screw.
And we got one. Oh, in a bit more.
Yeah. You drilled it, didn't you?
I screwed it, you let me unscrew it. Right, we're calling it a day. We're a bit tired of the millions of cuts that we've had to do. I've been working up the gable ends this side. I'm very much nearly done. There's probably 4 more pieces of pallet wood to cut, but it's
So
We did another 6 pallets this morning before we even came out, cutting them up.
yeah, it is.
And about 10 long, 12 to 14 feet length. So we got
So with the roof,
tired.
yeah, with the roof, we have maybe 2 or 3 left.
yeah.
So there's a gap. So we've got to put a bit more plastic over the gap at the moment because we're having so much rain. But once those are in, the roof's finished. We've just got to like level off the eaves that stick out on the gable ends here, and then the roof is done, and then it's kind of interior stuff really, and we can crack on with the ladder. We've got the escape hatch, the latch, steps. Yeah, it's
Whatever you're gonna do to go up there.
yeah, it's coming along, but I can't tell you guys how long it takes to cut all these pallets to these little small 40 odd centimetre pieces. There's a lot of work that goes on behind the scenes that you guys don't even see on the camera. There's loads, but hopefully you've enjoyed this episode. Thanks so much for watching. The next one, hopefully, when we come back here, will be interior stuff and the ladder and things like that, and kind of finishing touches.
Less labour.
Yeah, exactly.
More fun.
And we'll bring the family along as well and get fire going. We've got to do a little fire pit or something.
We're going to have a fire today, but with the rain. We're lucky with the rain, in fairness.
We were.
But it would have been burning forever. We've got a million offcuts, and you've got
we do. We've got loads of offcuts that we need to burn. But anyway, thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, feel free to subscribe. I'll put a link to the Treehouse playlist in the description below. Don't forget to check out Dad's YouTube channel, TA Fishing, with weekly videos on Fridays, and also my second channel, Life of Mike, where the odd upload goes up that's kind of behind the scenes really. Thank you for watching, folks, and we'll see you guys in the next one.